All right, hello and welcome back, everybody. It's Sir Adrian here to film the German Empire's turn in our current game of Cold War 1914 titled Operation Caporetto, excuse me, where we are in the spring of 1914. So I don't think we have any housekeeping, aside from one thing for the random events, which I'll get to in a second. Otherwise, the Mexican Revolution, that's all done. I kind of figured early on after I lost that one attack, or it kind of didn't go as well as I had planned. I think I spread my stuff out a bit too much. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, our side in this conflict, the Federalists lost. Not the end of the world, really. There's much more incentive for the United States to win it than the Germans in that, so that's fine. And the Balkan Wars, so this turn I think will be, was it this turn that's the last turn? Second Balkan War. Uh, no, so this is, yeah, so this is the first and only turn, unless of course it gets extended, which I don't know if it can, but for the second Balkan War, because things got pushed back. And for that as well, to be honest, the Ottomans kind of lost this pretty early on. I think mainly due to losing the Navy. Sorry about that. Which conveniently, however, did basically get replaced. So the one random event we got pre-dread that we will keep in port in Constantinople. Uh, yeah, so that's actually not bad. So once we finish the cruiser, we're basically, well, actually even better because normally they start with a transport pre-dread and a torpedo boat. So yeah, once we finish that, our navy will not only be back to its starting level, which is still quite small for the Ottomans, but even better. So that's good. Anyways, the other random event we have to address has to do with the Japanese. So it was Japanese posturing. So Japan's entry roll will change to 1 to 5 for the Central Powers and 6 to 12 Allied if Germany agrees to turn over the Marshall Islands, Mariana Islands, and Palau to Japan. So that's if we agree to, yeah, Marshall Islands, Mariana Islands, and Palau. So Palau is somewhere, yeah, so we would lose Palau, um, which I mean, there's a minor port there, but whatever, that wouldn't matter. The Mariana Islands, which also whatever. And the Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands is worth 1 IPP. It does kind of suck we'd be losing an IPP. Uh, but at the same time, there's no manpower icon in the Marshall Islands. So it's kind of hard to keep anyways. I think what I'll do actually is I will give this up. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll keep this here actually for now, just so when the entry roll is done, whenever that is. 'Cause I think that depends on whether or not. For entry plus one of the title of Italy is a member of the Central Powers. Okay, but I think it's delay Britain's entry and Japan entry roll to World War by 1 turn, unless they invade Belgium. Yeah, so unless I invade Belgium this following turn, the Japanese entry roll would be, I think, in fall winter 1914 is when it's done now. But yeah, regardless. So we'll go ahead and do that. So the Marshall Islands will become Japanese. So I won't adjust, well, because they're not on the chart yet. The Japanese, yeah, I won't adjust their IPP, but I'll bring the Germans down one. I think we lose that immediately. Entries rolled. Okay, so I think it's one Japanese entry rolls rolled if Japan during Central Powers chart might be used to Japan for Marshall Islands. Okay, so I don't know if I don't think I lose that IPP immediately. Maybe then I think it's just once they join. But again, we'll keep that in mind. So yeah, the Marshall Islands, Mariana Islands, and Palau. The Germans in negotiations have agreed to hand those over to try and court them into the war. I suppose you can imagine it that they decide to hand them over. Yeah, in the hopes of enticing them. But anyways, so that's good. So we'll have to keep that in mind when we roll that. Otherwise, Germany has the two major factories. I think no, this turn the prequel I don't think is over. Prequel comes to an end either when the USA concludes its turn, spring 1914, or earlier Germany and France are engaged in a state of war. Okay, yeah, so the prequel's not over. This will be, like I thought, this is the last turn of the prequel. So we're still limited to stage one. We'll go for counter battery fire on a 6. That's a 9, so that's a success. Germans have done pretty well so far. Don't want to jinx that for technology, but knock on wood. And we will go for depth charge, and we do have defense in depth, right? Yeah, okay. Depth charge and hydrophones. Why not? And that's a 3. So that's a miss. 1 out of 2, not bad. Let's see. Purchases. We will, excuse me. We'll spend all 4 IPP to complete a dreadnought and collect 4 again. So now just place units, non-combat, still restricted by that, and we don't have anything. And this dreadnought, that will be constructed with the second fleet, so at the major shipyard in eastern Germany. So there we have it. Don't think we missed anything. Did that. Yeah, I think that's it for the Germans. So we can go and hand things on over to the British.